Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, the urgent bail application by one of the accused in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial is being heard today. Bongani Ntanzi is the only one of the 5 accused with no criminal record or pending case against him. The 32-year-old maintains he's being framed for Meyiwa's death. His older brother is testifying today, and reporter Silindelo Masikane joins us now from the High Court in Pretoria to give us details. Slee, just tell us exactly what's been happening in court so far. We understand that the brother has been testifying.
Brief proceedings that have taken place so far here in the urgent bail application for Bongani Ntanzi. The state indicating that it was not going to call any witnesses. We know, of course, that it is opposing bail. And Titi Tobane for Bongani Ntanzi then called his only witness, which is Bongani's older brother, Mbongeleni. You can see, of course, that at this point we're still in the midst of a tea break. But essentially what Ntanzi's brother told the court was exactly the location in KZN where they are from, basically trying to show the court that if Ntanzi were to be released on bail, that he would be able to travel from KZN to Pretoria to be able to attend court proceedings. Then we just went straight into arguments by Titi Tobane, who then told the court that exceptional circumstances did exist for Ntanzi to be released on bail, outlining the fact that since his arrest, he was never given an opportunity to apply for bail, number one, but that his incarceration was not in the interest of justice, because at this point we don't know how long the trial is going to take, but at the pace it's going, it does seem as though it's going to take some time. That Ntanzi is the sole breadwinner for his family, and in fact he would be able to get employment if he were to be released, so that he would be able to support his family. Further saying that at the time of his arrest, Ntanzi was working and in fact arrested at his place of employment, and Ntanzi would also be able to go and argue to get his job back at that particular mine. So at this point we're in a tea break. Masehobi will be resuming just after 11:30. We're not too sure if we're going to get a decision today in terms of his bail application, but you can see that Ntanzi looks quite calm in the dock today. I had a conversation with him earlier where he said that he was hopeful and just hedging his bets that he would be able to be released on bail, because he is somebody who does not have any previous convictions. In fact, his lawyer also telling the court that he doesn't have a passport and therefore would not be a flight risk either.
And Slee, you know, how long has he been in prison since their arrest? I don't know if you remember any of those timelines, but also correct me if I'm wrong. He's the one that Senzo Meyiwa's best friend, one of the best friends who last took the stand during the actual trial. He's the one who was pointed out, right, as the person who had attacked Senzo or something in the house on that fateful day?
Yeah, so that is one of the issues that, of course, are stemming out of the trial, is the fact that a doc identification took place during the last sitting, where Dumelo Madlala, Meyiwa's best friend, pointed at Ntanzi as one of the 2 intruders who was in the house, who was pinned against the wall by Meyiwa during the scuffle. But of course, those are issues around the trial itself. We don't expect that would have a bearing on the bail proceedings. It's really up to Bongani Ntanzi to show the court that there are exceptional circumstances which exist for him to be released on bail, because he is facing a Schedule 6 offense in this matter. So it's going to be interesting to see whether because it seems as though it's his personal circumstances really that are being put forward by Tobane to say that, one, he is not a previous offender, he does not have any previous convictions. This matter before the court in terms of the Meyiwa trial is the only one that is pending against him. He does not have any pending arrest warrants either, saying that he is a candidate for bail, even saying that he would be able to raise an amount of around 10,000 rand. And the issue of his arrest, from what I understood, is that he was arrested in June of 2020, meaning that he would have been incarcerated for at least 2 years now. Prior to the trial beginning, but it seems that there may have been a prior arrest in 2017 as well. So at this point, it does seem as though there could be a decision today, but of course, at this point, we're just in a tea break, Masejo, and those issues then, of course, will be ventilated afterwards, because it does seem as though there is some clarity being sought around when Ntanzi was initially arrested. But if we are going with June of 2020, then it would mean that he has been incarcerated for at least 2 years now, prior to the trial actually beginning. And at this point, you know, Masejo, that the trial itself is only resuming next month in November for about 3 weeks. And then after that, we don't know exactly how long the trial will then, or when the trial will then resume, because the council has to then consult on dates to perhaps maybe end block the trial itself. And that is one of the issues raised by Tubano, to say that we don't know when the trial will be concluded. And Ntanzi being kept incarcerated means that there is a presumption of his guilt, rather than him being presumed innocent at this point, and saying that, in fact, he is a candidate for bail.
All right, it's going to be quite interesting. Silindelo Masikane, will obviously catch up with you later on when you take another break. And of course, we heard from some of the legal experts that we've spoken to on this channel and on the show that doc identification that took place when Tumelo actually pointed out accused number 4 as one of the people who were at the house. They said that that has no bearing on the entire trial at all.